Pixel art survival games have a charm that goes beyond their simple look. Each world feels alive, unpredictable, and full of stories waiting to happen. You fight, explore, and rebuild in endless cycles of chaos and discovery, where every day survived feels like a small victory. These are the best pixel art survival games to test your instincts and imagination. Sievert throws you straight into a brutal post-apocalyptic wasteland where survival depends on skill, patience, and nerves of steel. Inspired by games like Escape from Tarkov and Stalker, it blends hardcore extraction shooter mechanics with pixel art charm. But don't let the visuals fool you. This game is tense, punishing, and deeply addictive once you learn how to play by its rules. You start in a small bunker, your home base, and from there you venture into one of several open zones, forests, industrial ruins, or abandoned towns crawling with bandits and mutants. The loop is simple but ruthless. Go out, scavenge supplies, and make it back alive. Lose focus for a second, and you might lose everything. Each mission feels like a story. Every successful extraction is a rush. Every death a lesson learned. What makes Sievert stand out is its atmosphere. The ambient sounds of wind, gunfire, and rain make every raid feel tense, while the lighting and limited visibility keep you constantly on edge. Resources are scarce, ammo is precious, and the world doesn't care about your mistakes. You'll repair weapons, manage hunger and radiation, and decide what's worth carrying back to camp. Back at your base, you craft gear, upgrade your shelter, and prepare for the next trip into the unknown. Progress feels earned, not given. Every improvement comes from surviving just a little longer than last time. The pixel art style gives the chaos a unique identity, grim, beautiful, and nostalgic all at once. Sievert captures that rare feeling of danger and reward that keeps you saying, just one more run, even when you know the next one might be your last. Skylands is one of those games that feels ambitious right from the start. A massive open-world adventure where the ground is gone and the skies belong to you. Set in a floating archipelago torn apart by pirates and mysterious creatures called Swarm, you take control of Ava, a young sky captain determined to reclaim her homeland and bring peace back to the clouds. It's part top-down shooter, part sandbox survival, and part base-building sim. And somehow, it all works beautifully. The world design is incredible. You sail through the skies aboard your customizable airship, docking on floating islands filled with enemies, loot, and hidden resources. Each ship can be upgraded with weapons, engines, armor, and even decorations, giving you freedom to build your perfect aerial fortress. The combat is fast and satisfying. Switching between ship battles and on-foot gunfights feels seamless, with smooth twin-stick controls and just the right level of challenge. Back at your base, you'll expand your skyport, manage crops, and craft new upgrades. It's surprisingly relaxing between fights, offering a nice rhythm of action and management. Exploration is the real hook here. There's always something on the horizon worth checking out, whether it's a derelict island, an enemy convoy, or a hidden vault full of resources. The pixel art is gorgeous, bursting with color and small environmental details that make the world feel alive. Combined with its atmospheric soundtrack and sense of discovery, Skylands captures that perfect mix of freedom and danger, a floating world where every cloud hides both treasure and trouble. Green Project is one of those games that starts bleak, but slowly turns into something oddly relaxing and rewarding. You wake up after 300 years in cryogenic sleep, only to find that the world has collapsed. Civilization is gone, nature has reclaimed everything, and toxic wastelands stretch as far as you can see. Your mission? Survive, and help the planet recover, one patch of green at a time. The core of Green Project is about rebuilding life from the ruins. You'll collect seeds, clean contaminated soil, plant trees, purify water, and slowly turn dead ground into fertile land. The survival loop is simple but satisfying. Gather, craft, build, and expand your safe zone while managing hunger, fatigue, and weather. Every action matters that cut too many trees, and the ecosystem starts to collapse again. Treat the world with care, and you'll watch it bloom back to life. The game's perspective and pixel art give it an old-school charm. It's played from a top-down view, and though it looks calm, the sense of isolation never fully goes away. There are no zombies, no raiders, just you, the ruins, and a planet that's trying to heal. That atmosphere makes every small success, like seeing grass grow where there was once toxic dust, feel like a victory. Customization and exploration are also key. You can upgrade your shelter, create new farming areas, or travel to forgotten structures in search of rare materials. It's a slow burn, the kind of game that rewards patience instead of speed. Green Project doesn't rush you. It lets you breathe, rebuild, and restore. In a genre full of chaos and combat, it stands out as a survival game about hope, one green sprout at a time. Tinkerlands blends survival, crafting, and exploration into a charming pixel art world that feels both cozy and unpredictable. You begin with almost nothing, a few tools, limited supplies, and a massive land waiting to be tamed. From there, it's all about adapting, gathering resources, building shelters, crafting gear, and staying alive against the elements, monsters, and time itself. The game stands out for its smooth progression. It doesn't punish you for exploring. Instead, it rewards curiosity. Each biome feels distinct, from green forests to frozen tundras and volcanic deserts, each with its own resources and threats. You'll slowly upgrade tools, unlock new recipes, and expand your camp into a base that truly feels like home. Combat is simple but satisfying. Timing matters more than power. Dodge, strike, and manage stamina carefully to survive. Nights are dangerous, pushing you to plan every trip and keep your defenses ready. In co-op, it gets even better. You and your friends can divide roles. One crafts, one explores, another fights, creating a rhythm that keeps things fun and dynamic. The pixel art presentation gives Tinkerlands a nostalgic warmth, while the sound design adds life to every action, from chopping wood to battling enemies. It's calm when you want it to be, intense when it needs to be, and endlessly rewarding as your world grows. For fans of creative survival games, Tinkerlands captures that rare balance between challenge and relaxation. The world has already fallen apart. Cities are in ruins, the air is thick with decay, and danger lurks behind every shadow. You're not a hero here, just another survivor trying to outlast the inevitable. That's the brutal setup waiting for you in Z Zone, a pixel art survival experience that captures the chaos of the apocalypse like few others. It's tense, methodical, and unpredictable, where every noise, bullet, and drop of blood matters. The core of the game revolves around exploration and resource management. You move through abandoned neighborhoods, dusty highways, and crumbling outposts, scavenging what's left: ammo, tools, fuel, or food, if you're lucky. Vehicles can be repaired and used to travel farther, but the sound of an engine might draw more danger than it's worth. The world feels alive yet unforgiving, constantly shifting with its day and night cycles and dynamic weather that can ruin even the best laid plans. Combat hits hard and demands patience. You can sneak, craft traps, or go loud when cornered, but every option comes with risk. Ammo is rare, and even small wounds can turn deadly if untreated. Crafting and maintaining weapons, barricades, and equipment becomes the difference between life and death. What truly makes it stand out is the atmosphere. Quiet moments broken by gunfire, rain tapping on metal roofs, and the eerie glow of pixelated lights. It's a constant push and pull between desperation and determination. Z Zone isn't about saving the world. It's about surviving just one more day in what's left of it. Stoneshard is like being dropped into a storm with nothing but a dull sword and a stubborn will to survive. It's a turn-based RPG that mixes harsh survival mechanics, deep strategy, and gritty realism in a pixel art world that never forgives carelessness. You play as a wandering mercenary in a broken medieval land, taking contracts, exploring ruins, and trying to stay alive one decision at a time. The world doesn't bend to your will, it challenges it. Every step outside a village is a gamble. A single wound left untreated can end your journey, and running out of food miles from camp is a quiet disaster waiting to happen. Combat is slow and deliberate, forcing you to read your enemies, manage stamina, and pick your battles carefully. You don't win because you're strong, you win because you think faster and plan smarter. There's no mindless grinding here. Progress is earned through patience, resource management, and the courage to return after every mistake. Resting and healing are not just side mechanics. They're what keep you breathing in a world that wants you to stop moving. Visually, it's deceptively beautiful. The pixel art gives the brutality a strangely poetic tone, with small details, campfires flickering in the dark, broken roads lost in fog, that make the world feel heavy and real. The music ties it all together with a haunting calm between the chaos. Stoneshard isn't about being unstoppable. It's about surviving long enough to see another sunrise. The final station isn't about saving the world. It's about keeping it running just a little longer. You play as a lone train conductor during the collapse of civilization, traveling between dying towns to deliver supplies, passengers, and hope if there's any left. On the surface, it's a side-scrolling management game, but underneath it's a haunting story about survival, duty, and isolation in a world slowly falling apart. Your train is your lifeline. You'll manage its systems, Feed and heal passengers and collect resources from each stop. Between stations, you listen to fading radio signals and quiet conversations that reveal what's happening beyond your tracks. Every journey feels heavy. Every passenger is a story, and every decision to save or leave someone behind has consequences. When the train stops, the calm disappears. You step out into abandoned cities, searching for supplies while fending off the infected. The pixel art keeps things subtle but powerful. Dim lights, broken signs, and the constant hum of machinery give the game a chilling atmosphere. Ammo is scarce, and the tension rises with every shadow you pass. What makes the final station unforgettable is its pacing. The long, silent train rides contrast with short bursts of danger, creating a rhythm that keeps you anxious and curious. It's quiet, mysterious, and strangely emotional. You're not a hero here, just one person trying to keep the engine running in a world that's already gone off the rails. The Survivalist takes the classic survival formula and gives it a bright, tropical twist. You wake up stranded on a mysterious island, surrounded by lush jungles, wild animals, and ancient secrets. It's colorful, funny, and deceptively deep. The goal sounds simple, like gather resources, build shelter, and stay alive. But it quickly becomes something much more creative and chaotic. Exploration is the heart of the game. You'll chop down trees, mine rocks, craft tools, and expand your little camp into a full survival base. The island is filled with hidden temples, puzzles, and strange encounters that reward curiosity. What makes it stand out is how dynamic it feels. The world isn't just a backdrop, it's alive, full of moving parts and surprises. The real charm comes from the monkeys. Yes, monkeys, your loyal little helpers. You can train them to do almost anything. Gather wood, fight enemies, build furniture, or craft weapons. It's hilarious and surprisingly effective once you figure out how to manage your small army of chaos. Cooperative play makes it even better, letting you and your friends explore, build, and survive together while the monkeys handle the busy work. The bright pixel art and lively soundtrack keep everything fun and inviting, balancing the tension of survival with a laid-back, adventurous spirit. It's not about desperation or darkness, it's about discovery, teamwork, and turning an empty island into your own personal paradise. Lona RPG drops you into a world that's already broken. A grim, medieval wasteland where every choice is a risk and every day is a test of endurance. Unlike most survival RPGs, there's no sense of safety here. The world doesn't wait for you to get ready. Hunger, fatigue, and madness aren't just background mechanics. They're constant threats that shape how you play. You'll sleep in abandoned houses, hunt rats for food, and hope the next sunrise doesn't bring something worse. The game's systems are brutally detailed. You have to manage health, sanity, and exhaustion while scavenging ruins, bartering with strangers, or fighting off bandits. Every encounter can spiral out of control if you're not careful. Injuries take time to heal, and rest often comes at a price. The sense of vulnerability never really fades, and that's what makes it so gripping. Combat is quick and punishing, more about timing and survival instincts than brute force. Weapons break, resources run out, and even small fights can leave lasting consequences. You'll need to plan every action, deciding when to explore and when to hide. The choices you make directly affect how the story unfolds, sometimes in ways you won't expect. Despite the harsh tone, there's a strange beauty in how it all comes together. The pixel art gives every location a rough, haunting atmosphere, and the ambient music perfectly captures the loneliness of a dying world. It's not just about surviving, it's about enduring, adapting, and finding a reason to keep going when everything else has already fallen apart. Starbound is the kind of game that makes you feel small in the best possible way. You start stranded on a single planet, armed with little more than curiosity and a broken ship, and before long you're traveling through galaxies filled with danger, mystery, and endless discovery. Every world you visit is procedurally generated, unique biomes, weather, creatures, and secrets, making each landing feel like the start of a new adventure. It's a survival sandbox at heart, but with a strong sense of progression. You'll gather resources, craft gear, and upgrade your ship to explore further into deep space. The freedom is massive. You can settle on a peaceful planet and build a colony, or venture into hostile worlds crawling with alien life and ancient ruins. Exploration feels rewarding because every corner hides something new. A strange artifact, a hidden dungeon, or a merchant selling rare tech. Combat and customization go hand in hand. You can wield swords, blasters, or improvised weapons, mix armor types, and even recruit crew members for your ship. The game also supports full co-op, turning exploration into a shared experience where each player carves their own path across the stars. The vibrant pixel art and calm, spacey soundtrack make the journey feel alive, balancing charm with a sense of scale few games manage. With so much freedom to explore, build, and create, Starbound captures that perfect blend of adventure and imagination that keeps you exploring for hours without realizing it. Dig or Die takes the familiar side-scrolling sandbox formula and injects it with pure intensity. You crash land on a hostile alien planet with nothing but a crafting tool and a small hope of survival. From the very first night, you realize this isn't a peaceful builder. It's a fight to stay alive against a world that never gives you a break. During the day, you'll explore vast underground caves and dangerous surface biomes, mining resources, building defenses, and crafting gear. The terrain is fully destructible, meaning you can dig through mountains, shape tunnels, or flood entire areas if you're clever enough. The physics system gives everything weight. Water flows naturally, structures collapse if unsupported, and the world reacts to your every move. When night falls, everything changes. The creatures you disturb during the day come for you in massive waves, attacking from all directions. That's when the game's name truly makes sense. You dig to gather, and you build to survive. Setting up automated turrets, reinforced walls, and strategic choke points becomes vital, turning your base into both a fortress and a trap. What makes it stand out is the constant tension between creativity and danger. You can never get too comfortable. Every expansion pushes you closer to new threats. The pixel art might look charming, but the challenge is relentless. Combined with its clever crafting system and reactive environments, Dig or Die delivers a survival experience that feels raw, dynamic, and surprisingly strategic. A perfect mix of building freedom and heart-pounding defense. Wayward feels like a love letter to old-school survival games, the kind that value patience, planning, and attention to detail over flashy graphics or fast pacing. It drops you onto a deserted island with nothing but basic tools and your wits, and from that point on, everything you do matters. There's no hand-holding, no tutorial markers, just pure survival where curiosity and experimentation lead the way. Every mechanic in the game is interconnected. You'll craft tools, hunt animals, cook food, and purify water while keeping an eye on hunger, thirst, and health. Even small details like temperature or the type of ground you walk on can affect your condition. The crafting system is incredibly deep, encouraging experimentation instead of just following recipes. You might fail a few times, but when you finally create that perfect weapon or tool, it feels earned. Exploration is a big part of the experience. Each island holds unique resources and dangers, and when you finally build a raft or boat, the game opens up even more. An entire chain of islands waiting to be discovered. You'll chart your own routes, manage supplies, and decide when it's worth risking a storm to reach what's beyond the horizon. Its simple pixel art hides an impressive amount of depth, supported by atmospheric music and a strong sense of progression. Every day survived brings new discoveries, new challenges, and a stronger connection to the world you've built from nothing. It's classic survival done right, detailed, rewarding, and endlessly replayable. These 12 survival games prove you don't need ultra-realistic graphics to feel tension, creativity, or excitement. Each one brings something unique, from deep crafting to pure chaos in the middle of nowhere. But before we wrap up, I've got one extra game that deserves a mention: Clock Tower: The First Fear. It's not about crafting or base building, but it defined the eerie tension that many survival games still try to capture today. That slow pace, haunting music, and constant fear of being hunted made it unforgettable. A true retro pixel horror classic. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which survival game is your favorite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.